Senior Washington editor Lindsay Duncombe has been with us throughout our extended coverage this morning. The president for those rioters, those protesters, those violent extremists, that's Donald Trump, and he remains their president. Trump himself speaking out through a statement this morning, Lindsay.
Yes, and in this statement, what is significant about it, Heather, is that the president for the first time is acknowledging that certification of the Electoral College votes, saying that there will be an orderly transition of power on Inauguration Day, just 13 days from now. However, he does not back down from the false claims that the election was stolen from him, those same claims that fueled the anger behind the mob. And he also continues to urge his supporters to fight. Here is his part of his statement. He says, while this represents the end of the greatest first term in presidential history, it is only the beginning of our fight to make America great again. And of course, Heather, because of the ban that Twitter and other social media organizations had on the president, because of the criticism that his language was being used to incite violence, that message of the president was communicated through a spokesperson.
Lindsay, we are getting some breaking news in terms of fallout from all of this. You've been with us all morning. As I mentioned, we've talked about the resignations from within the Trump administration, some loyal staffers. We just got a very big name announcing on a television interview in the United States of another resignation. Tell us what we're hearing now.
Mick Mulvaney, he is the president's former chief of staff, someone who has been loyal to the administration and was continuing to serve the administration in a special envoy to Northern Ireland role. He will be resigning as a result, or is resigning as a result of what happened yesterday, saying, "I can't do it. I can't stay." And this has also been a breaking point for others inside the administration, including Matt Pottinger. He is the Deputy National Security Advisor, including someone who is the former communications director, currently was serving as the chief of staff to First Lady Melania Trump, Stephanie Grisham. She also has resigned. And there are reports, Heather, that there are more people in top administration positions considering whether or not they want to stay. The other thing that is being considered is what to do next. There are Democrats that are asking Mike Pence, the vice president, to consider invoking the 25th Amendment. That would be a drastic action. It would require a majority of Congress or a majority of cabinet to vote on the president being unfit for office. That is something that Pence was asked about as he left the Capitol after the certification of the vote. Here was his reply.
Mr. Vice President, would you support the 25th Amendment against President Trump? Do you believe he should be removed from office after today, sir?
There are other things being considered in response to the president's role in this, including the possibility of a censure vote in Congress. And there are more renewed calls for the impeachment of Donald Trump. That, of course, would be the second procedures related to impeachment for this president, although unlikely given the timeline that we're looking at before inauguration.
But interestingly, it sounds like there are already some lawmakers who are drawing up new articles of impeachment, so I know you'll be watching that. The Republicans you mentioned, Lindsay, a moment to choose given what transpired yesterday. Some have denounced the violence, but it was interesting yesterday that a large number of Republicans returned, and notably in the House, and still continued. They were determined to oppose the election results being tallied.
Yes, there were 8 senators, Republican senators, and 139 Republican members of the House who voted not to certify the election results. So even as these lawmakers stood in the House and condemned the violence, they, with their actions, supported the falsehoods about the election and how it proceeded that really were behind the anger that fueled the mob. So the division divisions that exist within this country, that exist among lawmakers, and the power that Donald Trump continues to yield over those Republican lawmakers remain a force. And these will be huge challenges for President Joe Biden.
Thank you so much, Lindsay Duncombe from Washington, our senior Washington editor.